Oh, hey, hello, it's me, Sheldon. I'm convinced there's a crime going on through a spectrum of mine. A group of officers, including my father, um, he has a lack of communication. I'm kind of convinced this is what the thing is. There's a fixed spectrum of intruder hacking in my device of electronic, and I'm kind of convinced the mindset is actually deteriorated to the point where um, it's turned into actually a form of harassment where you have nowhere legroom to become a skilled thinker or obtain a skilled job, and it's workplace harassment. I would like to press charges against my own father, or even have restraining order. The thing is to actually have ground proof of actual online spectrum abuse, or even if there's a president overlapping, or it's unusual. I wouldn't think that way, but the thing is, it's not normal to actually have a list of issues that way. I mean, it's not. It's been quite a few years now. It's not. It's not even at 10 grand. Um, it's talk about every now and then I'll think about having a skill mind to have partnership, to actually aware of certain things to cover. And when it's, or if there's multiple business you're interested in, when you have a friendship like that, and sometimes it kind of just, there's feedback involved, and things do manifest. The thing is, I'm having an issue where there's a spectrum of harassment and actual where that's not that good manifestation. That's a freaking talk about like a feeling of head-on collision, or the feeling of seriously attempting to ruin a career or a life, or even um, that's not even mental illness. That's a spectrum of fixing tormenting somebody, or even mirroring my device. And that's for fabricating and investigating a crime. That's 100% guilty. And I'm kind of convinced that there's some kind of relationship, or some type of porn of police officers in Sacramento. The behavior is just not even normal. One of the approach over here, it's a bit weird, because some guys actually act too friendly, where they actually have a sexual mind, but not sexual. Some are actually, I don't mean like that. It's, I can't get mad. The feeling of some dudes is date is normal, but the thing is, well, I'm not gay or anything. Sometimes I straight up tell people that, but I get the feeling my father might be. The thing is, it throws, or someone, but it throws off so many damn things off to the point where it's disturbing. Um, and it's not even to the point. I don't salute. I'm not a friend of Jeff Bezos at all. I don't work for any Jeff Bezos. The thing is, when you get the idea, even if Jeff Bezos has some idea to manipulate, or it seems fucking a strategy to use or over spectrum to torment somebody. It doesn't necessarily. I don't mean to accuse, but the thing is, it seems like people are making excuses. Oh, do you work for this person? And then they end up coercing a Sheldon, or even if they're actually, I want to say coercing, because there's not much coercion involved. If I'm actually being aware of the impulse that's sending me. But the thing is, I'm telling the feeling of when there is a spectrum fixing a thought or attempt to, or the feeling of interface. That's a spectrum interfacing thought. That's exactly what I'm trying to say of broadcasting. So someone's broadcasting this interface thought. It's out right now. They call it 5G. So it's being abused in Sacramento. So it's a smart city tool. The thing is, um, it disturbs the heck out of me, and it's a spectrum. The feeling, a new way to surveil somebody. But the thing is, when there's a hacker tapping into a frequency of either the device I'm looking at, or someone's trying to get the brain frequency of myself, because even brain frequency have a frequency of their own, and there must be an identity to a brain pattern, or a frequency of each a little bit different. Or even if there was a facial recognition that wanted to just strongly want to just the mind pattern of a frequency, it does work out that way. But things, when there is a more of a like I said, your own father attempting to betray the actual order. It's like a new world order versus America. There is a okay there. there must be something more. Let me see, there's a war, but the thing is, I kind of get the feeling of this war is a feel is smothering me through the feeling of interface technology, and it's a new attack. It's pretty sneaky. It's nice, but then I don't feel like I'm dumb. But the feeling is it's a fixed spectrum. The fixed spectrum is when able to communicate to thought. That's a fixed spectrum. The feeling to fix a destiny of others. That's a fixed spectrum. You're fixing the entire America. So let's say if I was an enemy of America, and you say if Donald Trump was shaking, I don't know, maybe not Donald Trump, but there's some other bimbo. Some bimbo was shaking with a hand at me, and the enemy happens to have some knowledge of America keys or how to influence the spectrum of the crowd of the generation of the next generation you're preparing to influence. Doesn't mean it's actual mental illness. That's actually a feeling of actual torment and harassment, or actually if that was Joe Biden harassment or a royal family harassment, that's actually a feeling of defining a spectrum actually to target a group of people. There's actually ways to use a spectrum to gain more intelligence, or the figure to the reason why I say that there's a spectrum that can actually be upgraded over time. What I'm through smart city to have identity to everything, your brain waves, your the communication of your laptop to know when there's an intruder or the one that is trying to help you become a skillful mind, or the guy that's actually a leader, or female that's actually a leader. Thing is, eventually there's ways to identify everything. Thing is, but the bad thing is when I'm getting the feeling, obviously, I'm getting a lack of respect from other deputies, and I'm kind of convinced that it's my own father creating the feeling of thinking he could create a cartel or cocaine movement of other, the feeling of officers with badness. So right now, it's so insane right now, where it seems like there's such a backfire where there's not really much. How are you gonna not? It's like that's the reason why I say that there's inertia of there's a officer's son experiencing lack of respect, and it's creating a huge discrimination, or the feeling of let's just be more accurate, but the feeling of it's happened. There's already a domino effect, and this if you ever do your research, I look awful right now. It's probably, but the thing is, I look awful because there's spectrum actually making me feel disorientated. Does it necessarily mean I don't have disorganized thoughts. I don't feel I have disorganized thoughts. There's a spectrum that's actually a 5G that's interrupting a hacker, an intruder interrupting from break up internet crime or a computer crime, or even the feeling to attempt to brain hack somebody or body hack. Or the thing is, things are getting. Yeah, obviously people want to be up to date to technology, but now some seem like they lead themselves to the point where there is enough legroom to actually have control over many. But the thing is, there is I'm having a bit of a disturbance, because this say if I was actually being looking forward to be skillful by actual president, or maybe it would never be a bribe, because you can't really experience that you're going to have gain respect by a president if your own father doesn't respect you. The thing is that so many things are already going to backfire to the point where the statues. At one time it did, but now it's like I don't necessarily remove them. Maybe someone else did, but things backfire in a way to the point where it's just like. It's like, dude, you're the person that is using a spectrum over you is creating a feeling of irritation, and it's kind of like it's like, you get what I'm saying? It's like it's not me causing the feeling of irritation. So even if I was interested in obtaining the skill, similar thought of leadership of the person I thought or resenting, maybe not. But the thing is that even if I didn't really seem more logical, then it's not really dumb. But the thing is, but it's more closer to get fulfilled, more excitement. Because then it's like, man, sometimes I don't even like you talking that way, because I just like you having much more excitement. Then you don't really. I feel like I'm being a little bit of a buzzkill for someone. But the thing is, that's because I'm getting the feeling that there's a spectrum where someone trying to mimic the same spectrum. Or the president was trying to mimic the same spectrum of Sheldon, or my own father was trying to mimic the spectrum of a Sheldon. There's a list of people that are trying to mimic a spectrum, and then they're trying to backfire a spectrum towards Sheldon. That's why we're trying to bring up a scenario, because I'm having a bad few years, because it's normal to look forward to have partnership, and I actually have dominance over others. And the thing is, I don't really have myself to think I'm going to be working for someone forever, or at least it didn't really. I really didn't really. Man, this free train thought was actually more fascinating. The thing is, um, I'm having a I try to reflect on how but then yeah, every now and then there's so many cool things out there. At least yeah, I kind of need to stop and think about it. The thing is, it's September 20th. It's 5/12. I'm not getting a whole lot of respect in Elk Grove, and I kind of came. This is There's a hacker, a Spectrum, and I'm a level 4 officer, a family of a level 4 officer. I wouldn't say even I got a little bit tongue tied because there's a Spectrum really been abusing my subconscious to the point where there's sabotage. But the thing is, I'm trying to admit that there's this lack of respect and the feeling of there's discrimination, and it's backfiring to the point where it's being repetitive and it's creating a domino effect. And at least be understanding about it. For level 4, you think that's it, maximum security. You think that you can regain a new security through if there's a family member going through a really really tough or unable to even get a position, or the feeling of make friend to hold partnership, or even to have dominance or others. But the thing is, it does gain interest, and I mean that's something that you think that smart men would think about, right?